If you have a victim, your remorse letter is a critical but often misunderstood piece of your parole packet. While it's true that your remorse letter is addressed to your victim or your victim's family, a remorse letter is actually something called an open letter. An open letter is meant to be read by the addressee as well as a larger audience. In this case, the true target of your letter is the Parole Commission. Its primary purpose is to give them a window to watch you apologize to your victim. While the circumstances of your crime will largely dictate the contents of your remorse letter, there are some specific points you need to address and pitfalls you should avoid. First, you should always apologize directly. Use specific details and show that you have understanding that what you did is wrong and empathy for the negative impact that it had on your victim's life. You only hurt yourself by glossing over the details. You, your victim, and the parole board already know what happened. Take ownership and accept responsibility. If you've done something to change your life in a way that relates to your crime, you can mention that briefly, but be careful. Present rehabilitation as something that you've done to make sure the circumstances of your crime don't recur. Rehabilitation can show remorse in action, but it does not absolve you of the original crime. A remorse letter is not the place to make a request for release. That belongs in your introduction letter to the parole board or at the end of your life story with your home plan. Another common mistake is to victimize yourself. Don't talk about the losses you've experienced as a result of the crime or your incarceration or the collateral consequences that will follow you. Don't complain about prison conditions or try to show that you've been punished enough. While you may think your suffering will make your victim feel vindicated, airing it here makes you look While you may think your suffering will make your victim feel vindicated, airing it here makes you look self-centered and remorseless. A remorse letter should focus on your victim, not you. Take care to avoid references that rely on some shared information you and your victim have that won't make sense to the parole board. Be especially careful if you knew your victim well. Never lose sight of the fact that this letter is for a wider audience, and make sure to use concrete details rather than abstract concepts. Finally, the most important thing is to start and end with remorse. This letter should be short, no more than a page. That's 3 to 5 paragraphs, depending on how you break it up. A general outline might open with a genuine apology, continue with the explanation of what happened, what you did wrong, and how you hurt your victim, then close with an acceptance of responsibility. But that's not a hard and fast rule. The specifics of the case should always guide the content. When you finish reading the letter aloud to see how read the letter aloud to see how it sounds. As with any writing, reading aloud can help you edit. And remember, it never hurts to have a mentor or a trusted friend read your letter and give you feedback. You know what you meant to say, which can make it hard to identify mistakes. An outsider can tell you how your words actually sound to others.